Hello and welcome to Rathod's IAS. Today in this lecture, we are going to see current affairs of 4th September 2022. So let's get started with our discussion, and today is Sunday, so please don't skip this Sunday's newspaper because you can cover articles from your environment and ecology and as well as science and technology point of view in this Sunday's newspaper. So because of this Sunday's newspaper is very important. So now let us try to see today's quote. So today's quote is about artificial intelligence. So as you all know that this artificial intelligence is one of the important area. So there are a number of debates that are going on regarding this artificial intelligence, because whenever we are coming up with robots and developments in science and technology, yes, there is also some negative impact on unemployment. Okay, so there is increasing of unemployment in our country, because most of the jobs that will be done by the people or labor, so those will be replaced by these robots. So for this, yes, we have to go for skill enhancement or skill development. So here actually there was one essay which appeared in last year in 2021 UPSC regarding this artificial intelligence. So be prepared with the quotes regarding this artificial intelligence. So here this quote says that artificial intelligence is about replacing human decision making with more sophisticated technologies. Yes, here we are replacing human decision making power with this more sophisticated technologies. So this is artificial intelligence. So now let us try to see first topic. Actually in this Sunday's newspaper we can't get any editorials. So here we are going to see some articles. Okay. So most of the articles are important from your science and technology, from your environment and ecology point of view, and the articles that I collected from other sources which are important from your governance point of view. Okay. So now let us try to understand this topic. So first topic. So this topic which is talking about nano urea. So what is this urea? So urea, it is like a fertilizer that will be given to the crops. And why we are giving this urea? So urea will contain a special nitrogen compound. So this nitrogen is very important for the growth of plants. And to increase agriculture produce, yes, we have to give some supplements from outside. Okay. For example, if you are taking any human, okay, for example, if you are taking any child, whenever he or she suffering from malnutrition, yes, we will be giving multivitamins from outside. So in the same way from the plants, for the plants also, so to after identifying what are the deficiencies it is having, so we are going to give some supplements. So one of the supplements that we will give to the crop here is this urea. So here traditional urea, what is the problem with using of this traditional urea? So here most of the times the farmers, they will be using large amount of urea in their crops. So because of this, that will lead to soil pollution, that will lead to water pollution, and even what happened, that will also lead to environmental damage. So because of this, especially to decrease this environmental impact by using this traditional urea, yes, here we came up with this concept of nano urea. So in this nano urea, in half liter of this bottle, especially it is equivalent to about half quintal of this urea packet. And one more thing here is, so here we are using nanoparticles, that is the size of these particles will be 10 power minus 9. And these nanoparticles are more effective than compared to of this traditional urea. So this is some background. And now let us try to see what exactly is given in this article. So if you see context, it says that here nano urea, it is a product developed by Indian Farmers and Fertilizers Cooperative, okay, that is IFFCO, and they are heavily advertised by the central government, because especially a government which is focusing to double the farmers' income, and they are focusing to reduce the farmer dependence on this urea, because one of the important problems that we are facing regarding this urea here is urea we are importing from the other countries. So because of this irrational use of this urea, that is increasing our debt, because we have to use forex reserves to get this urea from other countries. So whenever we are going for indigenously developing of this nano urea, yes, we can decrease our imports of this traditional urea from other countries, and even this nano urea which is having more efficient or more efficiency than compared to that of this traditional urea. And even we can say that this nano urea which also leads to decreasing of environmental pollution that is caused by this traditional urea. So these will be some advantages, right? So here, especially central government, which is advertising this nano urea, and it is want to reduce this farmer dependence on this packaged urea. Okay, so this is about the context why it is in news. So if we're talking about some important details, it mainly says that normally if we want to go for giving of permission for this so and so chemicals, especially they will go for using of that so and so chemical for the 3 seasons. But in the case of this nano urea, they reduced this number of cases or number of independent assessments to 2 cycles or 2 seasons. So your scientists, they have one concern like, so still what are the effects of this nano urea? They are still unclear. If the product can be on its own cut farmers' dependence on this urea or not. So whenever there is no awareness for the farmers, means yes, they will again go for spraying of this nano urea in the same as like this traditional urea. So that will also lead to some side effects, right? So here we have to go for proper awareness regarding how to use this nano urea and how much amount of this nano urea should be used for 1 acre of land or 1 acre of paddy cultivation or etc. Okay, so now let us try to understand some facts regarding this nano urea. So nano urea is a patented and it is indigenously made liquid, and this liquid contains urea particles here in the nano size or nanoparticles. The size here is 10 power minus 9, right? And single half liter bottle of this nano urea, which is equal to like 45 kg sack of urea that farmers traditionally rely on. Okay, so if you see urea, so the cost of the urea, I think it was like 3 or 4 years back. So when I used to present in my home, so I saw that one packet of this urea cost here is 300 rupees, and that too here farmers will get this urea under subsidized price. Okay, so government will be also providing this subsidy on this urea packets. So after transplantation and during transplantation, yes, farmers, they will be going for adding of urea to their crops. So at that time here farmers, they used to go and they will get this urea packets, and to get this urea packets also they have to stay for 3 to 4 hours in a queue to get this urea packets. Okay, and they will be getting on a subsidized price. So I said earlier, like in the starting of this video, like half liter of bottle will be compensating a half packet, that is a half quintal of this urea, but it is like one half liter bottle of liquid will be compensating for a 45 kgs, okay, 45 kg sack of urea that farmers, they traditionally rely on. And next one here is India's domestic urea production as well as production of nano urea would together mean India would be self-sufficient, because as of now we are getting urea from other countries. Especially I think you might know about this Galapagos Island. So this Galapagos Island, so it is having a very rich source of urea. Okay, so here what happens, so whenever we are going for this indigenous production of this nano urea, yes, that will make India self-sufficient and will no longer require 90 lakh tons that we are importing every year. Okay, and in this way it will also saving about 40,000 crores of our Indian currency. Okay, because we are getting imports and we have to pay in return, right? So here whenever we are going for this domestic production, yes, this will be useful for our self-sufficiency. We will become self-sufficient. So we need no longer to import about 90 lakh tons of urea from other countries. So in this way it will be saving about rupees 40,000 crore. And if you are talking about some facts regarding this nano urea, so this urea, it is in the form of nanoparticle. Okay, and it is a nutrient. It is mainly seen in the liquid form and will be providing nitrogen to plants as an alternative to the conventional urea. Okay, it is in a liquid form and will be providing nitrogen to the plants. And actually if you are talking about urea, it is a nitrogen fertilizer, and the color of this urea, it is normally white in color and artificially produces provides here nitrogen as a major constituent, which is very much required for the plants for their growth and development. And it is mainly developed to replace our conventional urea. Okay, and here if you are using like 100 kgs of conventional urea, yes, if you are using this bottles, then it will be equivalent. So in this way here there will be reduced use of this this traditional urea is seen. And if you are talking about what are the objectives behind launching of this nano urea, So especially here farmers, they are going for indiscriminate use, exploitation and irrational use of this traditional urea. And if you want to come up with a balanced thing, yes, we have to go for alternative. So alternative here is nano urea. So whenever we are using this nano urea, that will also leads to increasing of crop productivity. It will be reduce soil pollution, water pollution as well as air pollution. Okay, and if you're talking about significance, yes, this will be helpful for doubling of farmers' income, because that will helpful for increasing of agriculture productivity, and will be helpful for the increasing of plant nutrition. Okay, it is one of the effective and efficient for the plant nutrition, and it also increases production with improved nutritional quality. And this one here is it will be also boosting the balanced nutrition program as well. Okay, and plants will be becoming like crops will be becoming strong, healthier, and they will be having ability to protect themselves from the lodging effect as well. So we're talking about environment perspective. So from this environment perspective also, it is having some advantages. So what are those advantages? So it will be having some impact on the quality of underground water, and even we can see there will be decreasing of global warming as well. And because of increasing of global warming, it will be having some impact on climate change. So whenever there is decreasing of this global warming, when we are shifting towards this nano urea, so it will be also having some positive impact on this climate change, and even that will be helpful for sustainable development as well. So from environment point of view, yes, it will be helpful for the improvement of quality of groundwater. So how? So whenever we are spraying large amounts of this traditional urea, so that urea will be seeped into the groundwater, so that will be leads to the increasing of nitrogen levels in our groundwater. So what happens if people are consuming nitrogen rich water? So there is one disease. So let me know what is the disease that we are going to get if we are consume high nitrogen containing water. So let me know in the comment box. If we don't know, in the tomorrow's lecture I am going to tell that. So next one here is that will helpful to reduce global warming. It will be having some positive impact on our climate change, and even we can focus on sustainable development. And next important significance here is increasing the farmers' income. So it is easy on the pockets of farmers, and it will be also very much effective in increasing the farmers' income. Okay, because it will bring down the cost of bringing that urea into their homes or their crops. For example, that will be helpful for decreasing of logistic cost, transportation cost and warehousing cost as well. Okay, so this is about this topic in detail. And now let us move on to next topic. So this topic that you can see on the screen, so this topic, it is about trade deficit. It is talking about imports and exports of India when we are comparing with 2022 with 2021. So here in this infographic that you can see blue color and as well as red color bar diagram, right? So here the first one talks about exports. So exports in 2021, exports in 2022 in August. And if you see imports are very much high, that we can see. Okay, red bar is high. And here the deficit is also high when we are comparing with 2021 August and 2022 August. So this article is important especially from your ecology point of view, and this topic is important from your economy point of view. There we will study about trade, okay, that is exports and as well as imports. So how exports and imports, they are also having effect on our economy. So these are some important dimensions that you need to know regarding this topic. So now let us try to see this topic in detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that India's merchandise exports, they shrank 1.15% year on year in August to 33 billion, and now in this month of August 2022, so merchandise exports, so total exports of India here is like $33 billion. Okay, and if you're talking about what are the things that we are getting, that is imports from other countries, so especially imports like petroleum, imports like coal, that had been increased. And on this coal we have coal tax. So what is the amount of the tax that need to be paid for 1 quintal of coal import? So let me know in the comment box. Okay, so what happened, imports of this petroleum and as well as coal, which has continuously climbing up. So we are getting more amount of petrol and as well as coal. Okay, so lifting of imports about $60 billion. And from the last 6 months there is increasing of our imports than compared to that of exports. So whenever imports are more compared to that of exports, so what is this condition? This condition is called trade deficit. So whenever exports are more compared to that of imports, then this condition is called as trade surplus, as you all know. So now let us try to see some important details. If you see details, it mainly says that so countries' goods trade deficit moderated slightly sequentially from record $30 billion in July, but remained the second highest record at 28.68 billion, and it led to widening of sharply from $11.7 billion in August 2021. So whenever we are comparing with that of August 2021, in this August 2022, there is a rapid increasing of this trade deficit that is seen. So what is the meaning of trade deficit? Trade deficit means nothing but whenever imports are more compared to that of exports, and that condition is called as trade deficit. Okay. So whenever if you see trade deficit in our economy, so it mainly signifies that yes, there is increasing of rise for the demand for the goods in our economy. Okay. So what are the reasons for our increased imports? So why we are increasing our imports from other countries? So first one here is yes, after we came up with this lockdown relaxation policy. So in 2020 March, April, yes, we came up with this imposition of lockdown, and because of different variants, alpha variant, beta variant, delta variant, etc. So that again led to increasing of this COVID-19 cases. So because of this, in some areas, so after this national-wide lockdown, so we came up with area-specific imposition of lockdowns. Correct. So after this relaxation of this lockdown policy, and whenever we came up with the starting of economic activities, so here there is increase in the demand for the goods and services. So because of this, yes, that led to increasing of import of goods, and also there is rise in the global trade. Okay, it made global supply chain active. So because of this COVID-19, yes, this global supply chain which had been disrupted. And after this, once economic activities they resumed, again this global supply chains they became active, and the commerce and trade which is happening. So because of this, we can say there is increasing of imports, and oil import which has been increased during because of this opening up of transportation sector after this. So because of this, yes. And one more thing I can say here is interesting one. So nowadays, if you want to go from one place to another place, yes, we can use different modes of transportation. For example, we have roadways, railways, and as well as airways, etc. So we can use anything. So if you are talking about especially roadways, so earlier the charge, okay, if I want to go to my home, so if I use this roadways, so if I want to go to my home, it will be like 150 to 200 rupees. But now if I want to go, it will be like 350 to 400 rupees. So almost the bus charges has been doubled. So and even in the people, there was increased concerns regarding their health because of this COVID-19. So if they want to use this public transportation, they are getting fear that, so they might be getting some more other new disease. So because of this here, people, they went for buying of their cars and as well as four-wheelers, automobiles, etc. So because of this, that also led to increase in the demand for this petroleum and as well as diesel. So it is also an important reason for the increasing of our imports regarding this petroleum and as well as diesel. So let me know some suggestions from you or some additional points that you can add why there is increasing of a trade deficit. So let me know in the comment box, because you need to have such at least 2 or 3 points okay, which are unique. Okay, so because of that, your answer will become unique, and that will be also helpful for the fast writing of your answer in your means. And now let us try to say next topic, and this topic is important from your defense and as well as science and technology point of view, and this article is talking about Lca Mk2, and this article is exclusively important from your prelims. So now let us try to understand some prelims related facts regarding this topic. So first of all, let us try to understand why it is in news. So here, Cabinet Committee on Security, which came up with providing sanctions for the development of this Lca light combat aircraft Mk2. Actually, this light combat aircraft Mk2, it is a bigger and more capable fighter than compared to that of this present one. And DRDO is setting up a target to come up with this Lca Mk2 by 2027. Okay, so this is the data. And now let us try to see some facts regarding this Lca Mk2. So this Lca Mk2, it is a 4.5 generation aircraft and it will be used by our Indian Air Force. So this is one important prelims fact. And it is a replacement for this Mirage 2000 class of aircraft. And here it is having a bigger engine, and if you are talking about carrying capacity, so it can carry 6.5 tons of payload. And this technology which already developed in this LCA, that is light compact aircraft, that is Tejas. Okay, and this is about this topic, and here you can see the infographic regarding this Lca Mk2. So here it is a long awaited indigenous fighter Tejas Mk2. Okay, and it will be manufactured by this HAL, and it will go on production by 2025 to 2026. And if you are talking about some specifications regarding this Lca Mk2, so it is having a heavier standoff weapon capacity, and it is having state-of-art AESA radar system, and it is indigenously developed air-to-air missile Astra. Okay, it is also having the range of 70 kilometers. Okay, and if you are talking about, it also works in advanced medium combat aircraft, and even it is having 25-ton fighter. And this one here is, it will be also having advanced technology, and this technology will help to ensure minimum radar signature. Okay, so these are some specification of this. And now let us try to see next topic, and this topic, it is about cancer risk. As you all know, what is a cancer? Cancer is a non-communicable disease. That means if I am having cancer, if anyone who is coming in contact with me, they are not getting cancer. So if you talk about types of disease, we have communicable disease, we have non-communicable disease. So non-communicable diseases, they are not transmitted from one person to another person. For example, hypertension, diabetes mellitus, kidney disease, liver disease, and this cancer also. So this article which says that what are the risk factors for getting this cancer. So if we are talking about types of tumors, we have two types of tumors. We have benign tumors, we have malignant tumors. So benign tumors means, so those tumors which are present in one area, so they will be not moving. So how these tumors will be formed? So you know that our body will contain number of cells, and this cell, they will become functional and as a structural unit of any organism. So these cells, they will be going for division. For example, they may undergo mitosis, they may undergo meiosis. So in this mitosis, what happens, especially this mitosis mainly seen in this asexual cells. Okay, so what happens, so whenever the cells, they are going for division, so whenever there is uncontrolled division and they are producing a lot of amount of cells, means they will be forming like group of cells together, that will lead to formation of tumors. And these tumors, they have ability to stay at one place, or they may also move from one place to another place. So whenever they are staying at a single place, it will be easy to identify and we can easily remove them, okay, with a minimal surgery. So these tumors which are not moving from one place to another place, they are called as benign tumors. And whenever these tumors, they are moving from one place to another place, they are called as malignant tumors. So these malignant tumors, that mainly cause this cancer. Okay, so this is the background. And now let us try to see what is given in this article. So if you are talking about why it is in news. So nearly 50% of cancer deaths which are happening across the world, they are because of some preventable risk factors. So yes, there are some risk factors, they are causing this cancer, and if we are preventing that risk factors, yes, we can come out of the danger. But here 50% of this cancer death, they are mainly caused because of preventable risk factors. So if you know about what are the risk factors which causes cancer, yes, there is a high chance of coming out of this danger, correct? So here largest study which mainly found that yes, there is a link between cancer burden and as well as some risk factors. Okay, and this study which conducted in more than 200 countries. And some risk factors include smoking, alcohol use and high body mass index. So these were the three biggest contributors of this cancer. Yes, we can quit smoking, we can quit alcohol, and we can also decrease our body mass index by doing some daily exercises, by doing some yoga exercise, asanas exercises, etc. And if you are talking about commonly seen cancers in men and women, so in women we can see cancer of uterus, that is called as cervical cancer, skin cancer, ovarian cancer, and breast cancer. So these are the 4 prominent types of cancer that are seen in women. So in men we can see testicular cancer, prostate cancer, cancer of bladder, bowel cancer, and what happened in the throat, they will be consuming this tobacco, right? So they might be having this throat cancer or esophagus cancer, lung cancer. So these are some of the commonly seen cancers in women and as well as men. And now let us try to see next topic. So this topic, it is about CO2, which is present on one exoplanet. Okay, so now let us try to understand about this topic. And here you have to know about what is this exoplanet. Okay, and you have to know about which is that exoplanet. And you have to know about types of these exoplanets. So this article is important from your science and technology point of view, which comes under your GS paper 3. So if you see context, it mainly says that the James Webb Space Telescope, which captured the first unambiguous evidence of carbon dioxide in atmosphere of planet outside the solar system. So we're talking about exoplanet, it is nothing but if you consider this as solar system. So outside the solar system, whenever we are finding the planets, so those are called as exoplanets. So exoplanets means the planets which are present outside our solar system. And on one exoplanet, yes, this James Webb Telescope which captured that there is evidence of carbon dioxide in atmosphere of exoplanet. And the telescope which got some information about composition of the gas giant, that is like WASP-39b. So it is the name of that so-and-so exoplanet. And the result offer promise that Webb is going to be a revolutionary for exoplanet research. So because of this data which is given by this James Webb Telescope, now we can understand that so this telescope which is going to be provide some revolutionary information regarding this exoplanet research. So we are talking about some facts regarding this WASP-39. So it is a hot gas giant and it is orbiting a star which is like how much distance from the Earth, that is about 700 light years away. And the exoplanet orbits in its star once every 4 Earth days. Okay, so this is about this topic. And if you are talking about in our universe, especially we have dark energy and dark matter. So out of this dark energy, dark matter, so just 5% of the matter, it is normal matter, and 69% of our universe is containing dark energy and 26% of our universe which contains is dark matter. So if you are talking about exoplanets, so those are the extra solar planets or these planets which are present outside the solar system. And the first confirmation of this detection of exoplanets which was seen in this 1922. So in 1922 they came up with the first time they identified or they detected these exoplanets. And there were more than 4,400 exoplanets they have been discovered till now. So if you see this infographic, you can understand different types of these exoplanets. For example, we have gas giants, we have Neptune-like planets, we have super Earth, we have terrestrial. That means we have 4 types of these exoplanets. So at present, the exoplanet here is the gas giant. Okay, so they are having the size of Saturn or Jupiter or much larger than these 2 planets, and they include hot Jupiters, etc. And if you see Neptune-like planets, they are similar to that of Neptune and as well as Uranus, and they will be having hydrogen, helium. Okay, dominant atmosphere will be there. Okay, and this one here is super Earth. Typically they will be having terrestrial like environment, and they will be like rocky and more massive than compared to that of Earth. Okay, and they will be lighter than compared to that of this Neptune. And this one here is terrestrial. Terrestrial means Earth sized or smaller or mostly made up of rock and as well as metal. Okay, so these are the 4 important types of these exoplanets. So now let me announce about this mains answer writing course. So this mains answer writing course that is going to be started from tomorrow, that is Monday, that is from 5th September. So this course is absolutely beneficial. So here we are covering entire GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 along with case studies and as well as essays. So this course is absolutely beneficial because we are going to give you 52 weeks of schedule and we are going to give you detailed micro listing of topics. So apart from that, yes, we are also focusing on evaluation of your answers. We are providing the model answer for that so-and-so question, and the questions are given as per UPSC standards, and on every Sunday you will be having case study or essay. And apart from that, we are also going to meet on live. So what are the doubts you will be having, so you can clear your doubts in that live session. Okay, so this course is very useful, and I will ask the students who already joined this course, so how it is beneficial for you. So please let me know your comments in the comment box, such that other students, they will be get motivated with your comments. Okay, so how you are getting benefits, and how the Zoom sessions are helpful for you, and how you are clearing your doubts, how you are improving. So please let me know in the comment box, so that other students will be also getting benefits from this so and so course. Okay, so here the cost of this course here is 8,200 for 1 year. So try to join, and this will be much affordable and as well as accessible for all. So if you have any queries, so please call me on this number 8074765513. Okay, so now let us see the other articles which I collected from the other sources. This article which is talking about India's economy. So I want to come up with a good news for you students. So India pips UK to become world's 5th largest economy. So India, it is now the 5th largest economy. So it is a good news for India, correct? So this article is important from your economy point of view, which comes under your GS paper 3. So now let us try to understand this topic, and let us try to see why it is in news. So according to this Bloomberg report, India beated this England, and India occupied this position of this 5th largest economy in the world. So here, if you are talking about the calculations, it is mainly based on US dollars, okay, and even the GDP figures from this IMF, they are also taken into consideration. So if you are comparing with the size of Indian economy, especially in the terms of nominal terms, okay, in the terms of nominal terms, here India's GDP here, it is about India's economy, it is like $855, and if you are talking about UK, that is about $816 billion. Okay, the size of Indian economy, which is like more comparative of the size of this UK economy. So Indian economy forecast also said that yes, there is a growth of 7.57% this year. So if you are talking about top economies in the world, the first one is US, second one is China, third one is Japan, fourth one is Germany, and fifth one is India, sixth one is UK, and seventh one is France, and eighth one is Italy. So there is also one prospects like, so India is also going to beat this Germany by 2027, and India will come to this 4th largest economy place. So if we are talking about this nominal GDP, means we are also including inflation. And if we are talking about real GDP, means we are excluding inflation, that's it. And if we are talking about current prices, means so we are going to take the price at the current situation. But if you are talking about constant prices, means the prices that we have taken in the base year. And now let us try to see next topic. So this topic is about one important scheme, that is Jigyasa. So this article is important from your governance point of view, which comes under your GS paper 2. So why it is in news? So Ministry of Science and Technology recently organized this Jigyasa 2.0, and they are focusing on renewable fuel program. So if we are talking about details, it mainly says that, so Jigyasa, it is a student scientist connect program which came up by this CSIR and also in collaboration with this Kendriya Vidyalayas. And what is the important aim of this Jigyasa program? It is to connect the school students with the scientist. And whenever there is a connection between the school students with the scientists at the earlier age, is that will be helpful for developing of interest and developing of scientific temper in the children at the young age. So it will be also inculcating some inclusiveness and as well as culture of inquisitiveness on one hand, and even it will be helpful for development of scientific temper among the school students and as well as teachers, etc. And this program, which will be also enable the students and teachers to visit the CSIR laboratories, and it also allows the students to participate in mini science projects, such that it will be helpful for development of some curiosity in the children, and even that will be helpful for the long run, and even children, they will be getting some interest in the science projects, and they will be taking up of the science as their future. And now let us try to see next topic. So this topic is very interesting. It is regarding climate change. So because of this climate change, how it is going to affect on our agriculture and agriculture productivity. So this topic is important from your environment and ecology. I collected this topic from your down to earth. So now let us try to understand this topic, and this topic is important from your GS paper from economy point of view and as well as from environment point of view. So now let us try to understand why it is in news. So recently, Department of Food and Public Administration which came up with a meeting, and this meeting they discussed about the procurement of kharif produce for 2022 to 2023. And in this context, in this meeting, Government of India considered that they are going to push towards coarse cereals because of this impact of climate change, which may be having some negative impact on paddy and wheat cultivation. So in yesterday's newspaper, we studied that here the paddy cultivation which had been hit because of this monsoons. Okay, so because of this, yes, whenever we are moving towards this coarse cereals, it is one of the important way forward, and it will be also helpful for ensuring the food security, okay, in this difficult times. So procurement target for coarse cereals is doubled from kharif crop market, and more coarse cereals grains likely to be seen in the rations. So we are talking about some facts regarding these coarse cereals. They are especially and traditionally grown in resource poor agroclimatic region. That means whenever the areas which are not getting proper rainfall, so in that areas they will be going for this coarse grains cultivation. And this agroclimatic zone, it is a land unit in terms of major climate suitable, for example, certain range of crops and as well as cultivars that mainly seen in this area. So if we are talking about coarse grains, they include sorghum, pearl millet, maize, barley, finger millet, and as well as little millet, etc. So they will come under this coarse grains. Okay, and they are also called as nutri-cereals because they are rich in micronutrients. And especially if you want to deal with this hidden hunger, yes, this coarse cereals is a very important way forward. So if we are talking about what is significance of this more. So as you all know that this coarse cereals, they are very much rich in micronutrients. Okay, so they can be easily grown in this drought tolerant, photoinsensitivity areas, and even they are resilient to this climate change. So they will be not much affected during this climate change. And if you are talking these crops, they are also offering good potential for food processing industry as well as. Okay, and we can also focus on increasing of our exports. And their cultivation in drought prone areas, they are mainly providing food for human consumption. And even they are providing feed and fodder for animal, poultry, etc. And they can be also used as fuel and industrial uses. There are some common uses of this coarse grains. And if you are talking about their nutritional values, so they are having excellent source of micronutrients that will help to combat malnutrition in our country. And even whenever we are going for this coarse cereals, so they will be also help in generating some employment in low rainfall areas, because they can be also go for alternative crop whenever there is no proper rainfall in that so and so area. And if you are talking about coarse cereals producing states, for example, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Pondicherry, and as well as Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, etc. So in these areas we can see these coarse cereals can be grown, and you have to make a map. So one important thing I can say here is, so why we need to go for this coarse cereals. So especially we are facing this water insecurity. So there is no proper groundwater, there is decreasing of ground table. So that moving from or shifting from this water intensive crop to water less intensive crop is one of the important way forward. So for that, here this coarse grains or water less intensive crops. Okay, and this one here is because of this monsoon. So now in this year, so we didn't see the good monsoon, and some areas they are having high rainfall and some areas they are having drought. They do not have even dry spells. Okay, so because of this, yes, we can go for this coarse cereals. And even if you want to fight against malnutrition, yes, it is one way forward. And even if you want to ensure this food security during some drought periods, yes, coarse cereals, they will offer one opportunity. Okay, so these are some important reasons. Because of that, we can move towards this coarse cereals. And now let us try to see the next topic. So this topic, it is about grievance redressal index. Okay, it is about grievance redressal index. So this type of indices that you can see in your prelims, and you can get question like, so recently this grievance redressal index is seen in news. So which of the following organization released this index? So here this is the title of this article, and this article is important from your governance point of view, which comes under your GS paper 2. And now let us try to see why it is in news. So if you see context, it says that UIDAI, that is in Unique Identification Authority of India, so which topped all ministries, departments for resolving public grievances in the ranking report published by Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances. So Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances came up with a report, and this report says that UIDAI, that is Unique Identification Authority of India, so which topped the list regarding grievance redressal mechanism. So UIDAI has been top performer in the resolution of cases received through the centralized public grievance redressal mechanism or monitoring system. So we're talking about some facts regarding this UIDAI. It is a statutory authority which came up in year 2016, and actually it works under the jurisdiction of MIT, that is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. And if you're talking about mandate, so it will give 12-digit unique identification number, that is Aadhaar number, to the residents of India. So this is about this topic. And now let us try to say prelims practice questions. So the first question is which one of the following amendments empowered President to send back advice of Cabinet for reconsideration? That is through 44th Constitutional Amendment Act. And next here question is regarding motion of thanks. So it is addressed by the leader of house. So it is not addressed by leader of house, but it is by president. And the motion is put to vote in both houses of parliament, yes. And it is addressed at the beginning of every new session, but it is beginning of new session in the financial year. So this is also incorrect. So here you have to identify incorrect statements. That will be our option C, that is 1 and 3. Only second statement is correct. So this is about this topic. And let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So before that, just I want to reveal some names of the students who had been performing very well in this mains answer writing. For example, Ashwini and Akila. And next one here is Ravan, and one more person, Sai Shiva, and I can't remember the names here right now, even Abhilash, Mahesh. So these are some students who are excelling in this answer writing, and please let me know your comments regarding this mains answer writing course, especially the names I said now, okay, especially that will be helpful for the other students, so they will be knowing about what are the benefits that you got, okay, such that they will be also get motivated to join this course. So now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So this is our today's Hindu. So first topic, it is about nano urea. I discussed this topic. And next topic, it is regarding trade data. That is, we are having this trade deficit which comes under this current account deficit. I discussed this topic. And here you can see new look Rajpath to be inaugurated on September 8th. So it is about our parliament building, okay. So you can go to that article. So a number of times we discussed that topic. And if you move forward, you can leave all these pages. Here you can see step up efforts to tackle drug menace, says Shah. So here, yes, we are facing some important issue, that is drug trafficking, drug menace. So finally we have to address this issue, okay. So here, because of this, here Home Minister chairs the Southern Zonal Council, and in this meet he said that yes, we have to take some efforts for the drug trafficking or drug menace. And as you all know that here heroin, opium, so that had been seized, correct. So here you have to know about what is a zonal council. So this topic is important from your static syllabus under polity point of view. And if you move forward here in this news page, page number 7, you can see flight test of this Lca Mk2 to be completed by 2027. So this topic is important and I discussed this. And here you can see Justice Chandrachud is the new head of this NALSA. So here you have to know about some facts regarding this NALSA. So if you don't know, so let me know, and in tomorrow's lecture we are going to discuss about this NALSA. And next one here is NIA conducts searches in this Ulfa case. So here you have to know about some important facts regarding this NIA. Okay, and if you move forward, here you can see story of IITs is the story of free India. So here if you are talking about some examples of development that we can see in India, so you can add this type of case studies that will be helpful for enrichment of your content. And here book sheds new lights on Bengal women revolutionaries. So here you can know about this Bela Roy, Harshabala Devi and Lilavati Verma. So these were some revolutionaries who found place in documents of this Directorate of State Archives, West Bengal. So here whenever you are writing about women's contributions, okay, women revolutionaries, so that comes under part of our modern history. So here you can read this article and you can add some names there. And if you move forward in this science and technology page, I discussed about this article regarding the cancer, and this article is talking about sublineages of this monkeypox virus emerging. So here if you're talking about this monkeypox virus, so this virus which is mainly rapid spread, which is happening or which is seen in the number of countries. So US, Brazil, Peru, Canada, Spain, France, Germany, UK, Netherlands, Portugal, they are having about 88% of cases, and despite of increase in the number of global cases, 4 consecutive weeks the number of infection has declined over 20%. And now we can see there are new sublineages of this monkeypox virus, they came into existence. Okay, so because of this, it is one of cause of concern. So here you can see one article regarding this rare trees. So here there are trees so rare that only single specimen which mainly remained, and the seeds of that trees they are considered as rare jewels. Okay, and if you move forward, I discussed about this topic regarding this James Webb Space, which found out this carbon dioxide evidence in the atmosphere of exoplanet. And here you can see diamond formation. So you can see if you have gone back to your 12th standard, yes, there we have studied about graphite and as well as this diamond. So they are the compounds which are mainly made up of carbon, correct? So here you can go to this once. And if you move to this FAQ page, there is one article regarding why inflation rate is different across states. And here this article is about Vostok 22. I discussed this topic. So these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. So please subscribe to Rathod Science Academy. And if you want to get the PDF of this class, you can visit our website rathodscienceacademy.com. There you can get this PDF in free downloads. So one more thing here is, so if you want to enroll to this courses like prelims test series, mains answer writing course and foundational course and other individual subject courses, so we are going to release some videos of this individual courses in YouTube soon. So after watching that, you can go for enrollment into these courses. So that will be very helpful, and we are discussing from the basics onwards. So even though if you are a beginner, if you say I have zero knowledge, so after watching that videos, yes, you will be confident in that so specific topic or specific subject. Okay, so try to join the courses, and if you want to watch the demo videos, you can visit our website rathodscienceacademy.com, and there you have to register with your email ID, and you can see 3 demo videos without paying a single penny. So by this I am concluding. Thank you so much and have a nice day.